Hello, Broken Arrow. This is City Council Rewind for the meetings on November 19th, 2024. I'm Aaron McCulloch with the communications team here at City Hall, and this is Councilor Justin Green. Councilor Green, thank you for your time.
It is my pleasure. Glad to be here.
And I'm glad you brought your green lights with you this time, too. This is a good look.
I do what I can.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Well, good meeting last night, on Tuesday night. And of course, there was this one item that really kind of stuck out, and that's that Ward 3 vacancy. And it's vacant because former Councilor Christy Gillespie won her seat for state senator for District 33. And so now we need to fill a spot.
That's right.
So with that, Council had a discussion last night, and fill everybody in on what that discussion was like and what we're going to be doing over the course of the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it was a great meeting last night. Anytime we get to get our business done in an efficient manner is always a good thing. But I'd like to start off by saying congratulations to now Senator Christy Gillespie. She leaves this role, steps into another one. She will be missed here in the city, but we know she'll still be around. But to get to your point on the vacant seat, that is something that I am somewhat familiar with.
You have some knowledge of that, don't you?
Yes, sir. As I was appointed to fill a vacant seat a year and a half ago. So this is something that obviously it's not something that we expect to happen, on a regular basis. But when it does, it is something that needs to be addressed. We want to make sure that our citizens are represented. That's why we have the 5 council seats. So we do have that vacant seat for Ward 3. And the process right now going forward is going to be looking at attempting to fill that seat. And we have opened that up, and I know that the city staff here is putting out the information to the public that if you're interested in that seat, the process of running for that seat. So it'll be a very unique opportunity for someone to step in and serve who has the desire to do so.
And so, and because with you bringing that up, we just want to let folks know too that there are eligibility requirements for this. We're going to solicit for folks to actually express their interest, and there will be a window of time, and there will be more information that comes out on that and some separate type posts and whatnot. But the things that people need to remember is that the eligibility requirements of must live in the ward and must have lived in that ward for the past 6 months, must be a registered voter for the past 6 months, and must be at least 18 years of age. So there are some eligibility requirements as far as that's concerned. So if you live in one of the other wards, obviously you wouldn't be eligible to run for this appointment. So we'll have these applications come in, and let's just consider that the applications, all the folks are eligible. Is there any one thing that you're looking for in a candidate for this appointment?
Yeah, for sure. One of the things that I look for and that I wanted to do when I got here was to be a servant, someone who wants to serve the citizens of Broken Arrow. We're looking for someone who's civic-minded, who has that same heart to give back, someone who looks to give more than to take. It's what this position requires, really. Because it's not something that we want to see someone try to make into a career, but someone, again, who wants to serve and give back to the public.
And it's a non-paid position, correct?
That it is. It is definitely a volunteer position. I will put a qualifier out there. We do get a $80 a month cell phone stipend in this position, but there is no salary that comes along with the position. So it's not something that you want to venture into because you're looking for a salary or paycheck here.
And there's some expectations when it comes to this position. I mean, obviously, just right out there front and center is the 2 meetings a month. But then there are some other things, committee meetings. Last night, you got named to a committee. I think it was the Streets Committee or something along those lines. So there are some other things that go along with it. Words of wisdom as an appointee who's been in the Ward 4 seat now for about 18 months. What are some things that you've learned? What are some of those things that you can share with folks who are considering this?
Sure. I think this is a great opportunity to serve and give back to our community in this role. Broken Arrow is an incredible city, and there are a lot of great things happening. It's a great time to be involved in City Council and being a part of the leadership team here. But I would just encourage anyone who's looking at filling the seat to really think about what that means and have a good understanding of what that will look like. Because as you said, it's not just the 2 meetings a month. There are more expectations. We do serve on various committees, both locally at the state level and at the national level, if we're being quite honest with it. So there are expectations that you will be a part of those things. I know most of us on the council sitting on at least 3 different committees and boards, if not more. So there are some time commitments that are involved there. We have special meetings throughout the year. We have one coming up in January when there's additional business that needs to be taken care of. And we're expected to be at those meetings and take care of the business because that's the job that we have selected to do. And there are other things that come up that you are encouraged to be at, but not required to be at. There are a lot of functions that we do in conjunction with the chamber, in conjunction with our school system, just being out in the public and being involved. So it's definitely something that's more than just a 2-day-a-month job. So just keep that in mind if you're looking to run for this position. But it's a position that I wouldn't change the fact that I ran for it. I've enjoyed being able to serve, and I look forward to serving going forward if citizens choose to have me. So whoever's looking at doing this, just keep those things in mind.
I'm glad you mentioned the special meeting in January because we are planning a special meeting at the 1st of December as well, too, on December 3rd, and that is to meet with the potential candidates for this appointment. So that would be around 5 o'clock. We'll post that a little bit later. Let's go back to that process whenever you did that special meeting back in May of 2023 or June of 2023, excuse me. What is that like to get up there at that dais, to get up that podium and talk to the counselors at the dais and to essentially pitch yourself? This is why I feel like I'm the best candidate for that. How unnerving is that?
You know, I've been in public speaking roles a lot through my life and my career, but stepping up to the dais there and doing that, your heart kind of jumps up in your throat a little bit.
I bet.
It's a little bit different than anything else that I've ever done. But I was grateful for the opportunity. And you mentioned the process here. The process is, I know it's going to come out later, but whoever's interested will submit a letter of intent showing that you were interested in the position, submit your resume, and then we'll have the opportunity to stand up in front of council and like you said, pitch yourself why you would be good for this position. And when I sat there was, I believe, 11 of us that put in forward at the time that I was appointed. Mm-hmm. And I was expecting I'll sit here, I'll listen to some of the other folks go, and I'll gather my thoughts. And my name was first up. So I didn't have that opportunity to sit and gather my thoughts and listen to some of the other folks. But step up there and just be confident and just share your heart. Just be real and be authentic about why you want to serve. And that's what we're looking for, someone who's going to be authentic and who wants to serve and help out the community. And then the council will have the opportunity to review the comments, ask some questions. If they feel that there's a candidate who meets what we're looking for the position, who will make a good candidate to fill that role, we'll be able to vote on that person to serve in the role that evening.
And that's part of that expectation that we talked about earlier too, that if there is a person who is voted in, there is a quorum on this person, they're going to be sworn in right there on the spot, and they'll start serving during that regular meeting, much like you did.
Yes, and that was a little bit of a shock to me, so I will throw that out there. If you are interested in serving, I would take some time to look at the agenda for that night's meeting and familiarize yourself with it because, yeah, it's very possible. I figured if I got appointed, I would come the next meeting and be sat, but I was sat right then and there and expected to hit the ground running, which can be a little overwhelming, but again, it's a great opportunity.
I think we should probably also say that state statute says that you as council have 60 days to make an appointment. So it's one of those things that this is a process that'll take us into January. It could potentially take us into January. So I just want to make sure that that's thrown out there. And then if there is not, then that position would go to the general election on April 1st.
That's correct. If we can't reach a quorum on who we want to appoint, then it would go to that general election in April. But here's another thing I'll throw in there. If someone is appointed to fill this seat, they will then have to turn around and file in February to run for the full-time slot come April as well.
That's right, because Ms. Gillespie was able to fulfill almost 2 years of her 4-year term. Mm-hmm. So this person, if they are appointed, they would be appointed basically for about 4 months, I suppose. And then in order to fill the remaining 2 years of the unexpired term, they would have to win the election for the Ward 3 seat on April 1st. So much like you, I suppose. I mean, you'll have to file in February and then run again to fulfill the remaining 2 years of the unexpired term of Ward 4.
That's right.
So civics lesson there that didn't know that we were going to get into, huh?
That's correct.
Anything else from last night that stuck out that you want to talk about?
There was a lot of good business that was conducted last night, but one of the big things that I think we're excited about, and I want to point out, is we now have a new vice mayor.
That's right.
Because Senator Gillespie, was the previous vice mayor, and now that seat was vacated last night. We were able to nominate and appoint Counselor/Vice Mayor Johnny Parks.
And this is the second time he's done this.
That's right. He's been here and he's served the citizens of Broken Arrow for 40 plus years. Yes, many years. And I think this is a way to honor him and his service. And I think he'll do a great job for the citizens and for the staff and for the city.
I think so as well, too. So congratulations, Vice Mayor Parks. So there were many other items on the agendas. And for more information on those, you can go to the city website and click on Agendas and Minutes in the Government section. Click on the date range drop-down list and then select the governing body. Find the meeting date of your choice and select the meeting details. Okay, that's it for this edition of City Council Rewind. The next regular meeting and special meeting is going to be on December 3rd, 2024. Councilor Green, thank you for your time, and it's always a pleasure having you in here and talking with us and enlightening us with the discussions that happen there in the council chambers.
It's my pleasure. I always enjoy the opportunity to come.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching. This is a production of the City of Broken Arrow, the city where opportunity lives.